We're live. Gentlemen, what is good?
Good people.
You know what it is.
If you don't know what time it is,
But no, they do. They know what it is.
apologize for the tardiness. That is on your boy. Okay, I was running a little bit behind, but we are here now on today to shout out to the sponsors, Drum Tracks app.
You know what it
You need
is.
to go ahead and just, I don't know, download the app. It's free to download.
Period.
It's actually, I think it costs, if I do my math correctly,
Think about
0.0 times 0.
Right. But
So it costs you nothing to create a membership.
Whoa. You forgot to carry the 0 and then subtract the 0 as you divide the 0 by 0.
Well, okay. So after you do that, based on the angles of the trigonometry of what we're talking about.
Right, because you got to throw the Pythagorean theorem in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, because y equals mx plus b. Honestly.
You feel me? And at the end of the day, when you throw it all together, it still equals 0.
It's free to create a membership and stream over 150 tracks right now today. Over 160 tracks if you really want to just do the math. You can stream tracks for free as long as you have a mobile data plan or a Wi-Fi connection. But I have to say this. Do not download this to a laptop or a computer. Look at me in my eye.
Wow.
I am the captain now.
Wow.
Do not download this to a laptop or computer. This is a mobile app, mobile device. All right. Cell phone, iPad, tablet, iPhone, Android. That's what you download it to. If you want to sign up for a premium membership, that's $10 a month, or it's $100 a year, where you will be saving 2 months every single year. You get access to all video lessons that we have. You get access to all camps we have. Shed Camp, Modified Shed Camp, and even our brand newest one, the Do the Work Camp. And then for those of you who subscribe to the premium membership, you get 5 free downloads per month for the track side. Meaning, after you download it, it goes into your library, and you don't need Wi-Fi. You don't need a mobile data plan. You can play it right on your phone. So it's best if y'all want to come on over and support. Pay your tithes and your offering, okay? $10 a month or $100 a year.
It's quiet.
And that's it for the sponsors. Well, obviously, we can't go on without paying homage to the OGs, the old sponsors, SticksPlayAlongs.com.
There we go.
Shout out to how we all got started. I mean, you guys remember the video. Do you go to the drum lessons every week? Learn a new groove, chop, exercise? SticksPlayAlongs.com.
That was you, right?
All right, T. It's on you.
That was you in the video, huh?
Brody.
Hey, you know what? It would be dope though.
I definitely edited the video.
It would be
definitely.
It'd be dope if I could take. You know how they take those videos and they put other celebrities' faces on other actors, and you can't tell the difference, and it really looks like. I think there was one that recently came out with the Eddie Murphy movie, and they had Will Smith, they had 50 Cent, they had all kind of other people playing different. It's hilarious. I would put your face on my body for that video and have your face. That'd be hilarious. But anyway.
I edited the video. That's a fact.
Anyway, listen, update real quick for the app. For the longest time, we have been experiencing some issues. Some of the users, you guys have experienced them, whether it be with the payment system, whether it be with the subscriptions or whatever the case is. And I've been telling you for a long time that we are working on it, and we have definitely been working on it. And I can finally say that we are extremely close to the update that we need that solves all these issues. And I'm hoping that we're pretty sure, I'm very confident that within this week we'll be submitting it to the app stores. Apple can take up to a week to get through their review process before they let it onto the store. Google is usually faster, but we're going to send this first update. This first update is going to happen at the same time. So whenever Apple is ready, which is the one that takes longer, Google will also be ready. And like I said, we'll be ready to submit that update this week. However, it may take like 6 to 7 days before Apple reviews it and lets it through. Then I can move on to the other updates that I know you guys have been talking about because I've been listening, like wanting a loop button so the track just loops and you don't have to start the track over and you could just play it again by hitting the loop button. That type of thing. Those type of updates are going to be next on the list. Some other updates that we have to continue to shore up the reliability of the app. And yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on what's happening. But in the meantime, man, still everything is good. You guys can enjoy the app the way you've been enjoying it. Now, let's get to our special guest that we have in the building. His name is Adrian Huertas, aka Dorama the Drummer. That's what some of you guys may remember him as in the YouTube comments. For those of you guys who've been following us and going live with us, shout out to Blake the Great, who's hanging out with us today. And then, okay, so let's get straight to it. He currently lives in Florida. Drums is his number one instrument, but he plays other instruments, so he's a multi-instrumentalist. And he's getting into production right now, and he's working on some tracks, and he also plans on making an album soon. So we got a drummer that's trying to turn artist on us right now. So welcome, Adrian Huertas, to the podcast. Shout out to you, fam.
Appreciate it.
Man,
appreciate it.
We're really glad to have you on, man, for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons, of course, though, is that you've been rocking with us for a while with these podcasts when we go live, and you've been, been vibing with us. So we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And
for sure.
I'm interested, bro. Like, how old were you when you started playing drums?
Well, I have the same story as a lot of these cats, like starting out with pots and pans and all that at 2 years old. And,
yeah.
I believe I was around 3 when I got my first kid.
Okay.
So, but like, I had it in me since I was like, I was born with it. What happened was that when I would go to church, I was a baby, and my mom would realize that I'm looking at the drummer, and I'm like, they see my hand going like this.
Yeah.
And they realized that I was keeping time, with the music.
Yeah.
So it pretty much started from day one.
Huh.
They took me to the doctor thinking that it was like something wrong with me, but but yeah, they realized that it was the drums.
Man, I mean, yeah, I guess that is the way a lot of us get started. Was there any particular drummer that when you was coming up and you was very young that you looked up to that really inspired you?
Oh yes, Chris Coleman.
I mean, I'm talking about like, but how old were you when you got a hold of started paying attention to Chris Coleman?
Let's see, I had to be like three or
Really?
4.
Wow.
Yeah, when the another level album came out.
Got you.
Well, we have to. You look like you're 35. Okay, let's be clear. The beard is full. Okay, tell the people your age.
I am 19 years old right now.
He's a teenager. Like, Brody, you look like you already had 3 kids and you got your own business started in the whole. I mean that in a respectful way, not like you old, but you look more mature than when we was discussing off camera, and he said he was 19. I'm like, bro, not only is he better than me when I was 19 on the drums, but he's better than me now, and he's only 19. So for you to be 3, that sounds about right. 16 years ago,
right?
15, 16 years ago is when that album came out, and Chris Coleman was murdering. 2005, 2006, 2007.
Right. I mean, it's so if you were 3 years old when that album came out, you were listening to that. So
I don't know what just happened. You think it went mute?
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I know what happened. I fixed it.
Wow.
My bad.
Okay. So when you were first listening to that album, though, you didn't know it was Chris Coleman, did you?
No, I didn't know it was Chris Coleman, but
right.
I knew that the drumming was dope.
Yeah, you like.
That's what I knew.
Right. So I'm wondering, was there like anyone local in your area though that you watched play that you got pointers from, or was it really just listening to recordings?
It was both, a mix of both. Like when I went to that same church that I told you about, that I was born in, pretty much. I was born in that church. The musicians there, all the musicians, I paid attention to all of them. Since I was little.
Okay.
They were like my mentors.
Gotcha.
Any of them you want to shout out?
Yes. Jesse Romero.
Shout out to Jesse Romero. Whoa. Okay. Well, maybe it makes sense for you to roll the R's in this situation, because usually you be rolling the R's when it's just inappropriate. It's downright offensive sometimes when you roll your R's.
He just said that. I repeated what he said. Romero. That's exactly what he just said.
You are out of pocket, Brody. Yeah. So anyway, you started listening to Chris Coleman at the age of 3. You was playing, trying to. I'm sure you was trying to copy his licks and try to copy. At what age?
Lots of air drumming.
Right. How old were you by the time you got to play in your first service, though?
I was 8. I played in the youth service. I played one song, the first song in the youth service, and then like the other drummer.
What was the song? What was the song?
It was I forgot who writes the song, but it's called Freedom.
Oh.
I forget who writes the
there's
song.
like
though.
Freedom by Eddie James. There's the one by that
I think it's Eddie James.
Yeah, that's that joint. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That's not the one you sang just now. Is not Eddie James. Eddie James is where the band breaks. Boom. I want to clap my hands a little louder.
Yeah.
No, I was singing the chorus though.
It.
Okay. Well, yeah.
The free.
That was your first joint.
Yeah.
Now tell the truth.
And it was trash. I have a DVD. It was trash.
I was going to say, on one of those band breaks during the verse, did you try to go in?
He was 8, bro.
Hey, you might have tried to.
I mean, I tried a couple licks here and there. You know what I mean? I tried a couple licks, but
most licks at 8 don't work out most of the time. But but at least you're 19 now, and you don't sound the way Styx did. Anyway, like we were saying,
you.
Nah. So at the end of the day, though, you started playing a youth service. You started performing in front of people at church. After you did that first service, were you able to do like more services? Did you ever get to play on Sunday mornings? How did that progression work out? He said no.
I did not get to play after that night.
Wow. So it was really bad.
It was really bad.
It was really bad.
Because I have like an old DVD that, like my uncle recorded, with his camera, and we made it to the little DVD, and I watched that today. I'm like, oh,
you need to post that on the gram.
Listen, or you can send it to me, and I'll edit it together with this clip and post it on the gram for you. Like, yeah, when you tell your story, horror stories of 8 years old playing in church. But to me, that's the beauty of like church, because you get to get your start there. You get the opportunity to bomb there versus, out in the world, and you are around people who care about you and love you. They're going to tell you it was bad, which they should. However, it's the safe place to do that at. And it's not the last time. I mean, you may not get to play on Sunday morning again, but they're going to be like, yeah, as you continue to develop, we'll give you a try at the youth service one more time and see how that works. You know what I'm saying? Because that's usually how it works. That's why I think it's dope, because church is like is literally music camp year round for young musicians that are coming up. Period. Yeah. So how did you transition into playing other instruments?
Well, I just kind of like just came along as I was growing up, My brother was he was starting out with keys. He doesn't play keys anymore. I wish he did. I wish he continued that. He'd be a beast right now.
Yeah.
But so we always had a keyboard in the house. We had like one of those little first stack guitars in the house. And, I just kind of picked it up from there. When I wasn't playing the drums, I was just trying to dibble dabble with everything else.
Got you. So you just all around musical.
Was it? It was all by ear, or was you picking up books as well?
It was by ear. I was just trying to, like, what I would hear, like I would, nibble dabble with the keys, and when I found something sounded good, you know what I mean, I would play that chord. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the first thing I played, the first chord I played was F major 7. That was the first chord I played.
Okay. I mean, that's
when did you start learning the names of your chords and stuff like that?
Maybe when I was like, I think I was around 12, because what happened was that I started taking guitar lessons for a little while.
Got you.
So I had no idea what I was playing on the piano. So what I did one day was that I started, what I knew was like a G chord on the guitar. I'll play the G chord. I'll find the G on the piano.
Yeah.
What chord that was, and that's how I know, what I'm playing on the piano.
Got you.
So.
Now,
did you learn any terminology with drumming as well, or is it all just a bunch of notes?
a bunch of notes. I did. You know, they did put me like in lessons a little bit when I was 6, like when I was like around 6 years old,
Yeah.
but that did not last long. I just wanted to play. You know, I just wanted to play.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
He's like, I don't want all this technical stuff right now. I'm just trying to get the music out. So what would you
yeah,
who would
exactly.
you consider other than Chris Coleman, like not just in drums but in music in general, like your musical influences?
Well, like Aaron Lindsay, definitely Aaron Lindsay. Um, I mean, Ronald Bruno. I know he's in drums, but you know, Ronald Bruno. I gotta mention him. You know, and
Ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
oh yeah,
Very good.
and like all of Israel Houghton's musicians and Fred Hammond's musicians. You know, Calvin Rogers
Heavy gospel influence.
and yeah,
I mean,
gospel is my life.
you did get a. Oh, you know what? Yo, Zoom is actually doing that thing where it's gonna shut us off. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna end this Zoom call real quick. The live stream is still be going. It'll be like a 1 minute thing, maybe 2 minutes, where I have to send you guys another Zoom link.
Okay.
Hold on real quick. Give me a quick second. Let's see what happens. Because Zoom normally doesn't do that. Usually it's been letting us just do the podcast.
Let us be free.
So I don't know.
The devil is he's working against us.
Wow, my brother was telling me though that Zoom actually, when it does that, it may run the timer down, but still just let you continue doing your podcast anyway.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're letting it says less than a minute now, so we will wait and see.
So good people, if we get cut off,
you know what it is. We coming right back.
Coming right back. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages.
This will be the first podcast that it's having on. Has it been 60 seconds? I'm finna start a timer real quick because it says less than a minute and it said less than a minute for at least 20 seconds now. Let's see what happens, because if it ain't gonna cut us off, then we might as well keep going.
So with these musical influences, with these records by Fred Hammond, by Israel, did you ever try to pick any of that apart off of the drums? We know drumming, yes, but did you ever try to pick some of that apart on the bass or on the?
Yep. I see you're back. I'm waiting.
How rude of Zoom to cut us off like that.
You know, it's just ridiculous. I'm waiting for Sticks to hop back in. And once he does, I gotta fix the screen real quick. And it's cool. I'm gonna pull this this live stream down afterwards and just repost it as a video and edit it around that. So we got as soon as Sticks comes back, everything should the videos inside OBS should act right. Looks like my cam is stuck. There he goes. I'm trying to unmute you. I accidentally muted you.
Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Devil, we rebuke you in the mighty, majestic name of Jesus. How dare you interrupt our Archbishop, our Reverend, Adrian, Huerta, not Huerta, Huerta. You hear me? Huerta. Dig it up. That's your last name. Your last name is a drum name. Just accept it, bro.
Hey, so, I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, wait a minute, like I could use that. Like,
use that, bro.
Yeah, like
Huerta King. That's what you start playing more Huertas. So while he's finishing getting the stuff in line and getting videos together, they can hear us talking. So let's continue. Let's continue to discuss. That last question I asked you was you picking anything apart as far as trying to learn stuff on bass with these records or learning on guitar or keys?
I tried. I tried a little something, but like it was too, like it was too complicated for me. So I would try, and I was now I try and I'll get some things because I don't know a whole lot of music theory right now, but I'll just try to play what I hear. You know what I mean? And I'll try to.
Would you say that picking up other instruments, has it helped your drumming improve in any way or no?
It has. I really think it has because now it's like I feel like I'm keeping an eye on all the instruments. I know what they're doing, so like I feel like you know what I mean. Like it's like
you're more tuned into the other musicians around you.
Yeah, because that's my world too. Like I'm not in the just in the drum world. Like I'm in all the music world.
Yeah.
So here's the question. So since you play the other instruments, when you hear someone play a wrong note, what type of face do you make? Do you stay straight face and keep playing, or are you one of the ones that's giving them the wide side eye, like, bruh? Yeah. What?
That's what I'm doing.
Yo, that's got to be a meme. We're going to freeze frame that, and that's going to be a meme. That's going to be a meme when he thought he hit the one.
That wasn't quite it, huh?
Nah, Brody. It don't be like that. Let me ask you this, because you're young drummer, 19 years old, whole life ahead of you, talented. We've seen your videos. You sound good.
Appreciate it.
What's your dreams overall in music? Like, what's your goals? What do you dream about when you sit back and think about the way you want to have music be a part of your life?
Well, my dreams is just to, of course, play with like the, my favorite artists like Fred Hammond and Israel Houghton. But besides that, just I'm hoping to inspire people and be, kind of like how you see, like your heroes inspire you. I'm hoping to be that person that could inspire people.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
in what ways would you want to be that person that inspires people? Like, what would you want to do to inspire people?
Well,
would you ever want to be like a touring clinician or something like that? Or
I've thought about that, and I would like to do that, but like I would like to reach out to people.
Would you ever consider getting into teaching if you have not already?
Yeah, I would consider getting into the future, but like I don't, like I said, like music theory, I need to learn some of that. But nowadays, I feel like people aren't really looking for that. They're just looking like, especially drummers in particular. They're not really looking for music theory. They just want to know how to play drums, you know.
Right.
But
So that's
They just
that,
want to.
that,
They just want to know how to play fast.
but that's an insight. I'm actually interested in diving a little deeper into that. Like, what do you mean when you say, like, for instance, when you were looking on YouTube, or if you were looking on YouTube now? Because I mean, we all still look for inspiration and look for things to learn. What are you looking for when you go look at a drum video? Are you looking for them to break down everything with the sticking? Are you looking to just kind of watch it because all you need to do is really hear the example? Like, what are you really looking for?
I just like to watch and listen. It's not just with my eyes; it's with my ears.
Got you.
I just like to listen for every note that they play. I just try to hear it.
So are you saying then that you don't necessarily like watch drum lesson videos for people to break them down? You're pretty
Well, I did watch that Aaron Spears lick. That was dope.
Everybody
That was
watched
dope.
that Aaron Spears.
That made me. I used to not choke hi-hats that much, but that made me a hi-hat choker. I started choking hi-hats from there.
Wow. Sticks put out one Drum Fill Friday video with the Aaron Spears inspired lick, and hi-hats everywhere have been choked to death. Wow.
Right. He was in the offering. Like, bro, cut it out.
Like there used to be this lick though that nobody, like, people don't do very much anymore, and it was especially during a bump, where you would choke the hi-hat in between your snare hit. So you'd be like, you go, bam, like off the like that used to happen a lot back in the day. But we act like nobody was choking hi-hats before the Aaron Spears inspired lick. It was happening a lot back in the day.
Hey, listen, let the people give credit where credit is due. If I invented hi-hat chokes,
Wow.
I invented hi-hat chokes. It's okay. It's okay.
Wow.
I didn't say it.
Wow.
The people have spoken.
Wow.
Okay?
Listen,
Jeez, bro.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. But all I can tell you.
I'm not here to take any credit.
You're wrong.
Okay. But if they want to give their awards unto me, I will happily receive them.
Lord,
I will not
Jesus.
deny
My goodness.
where they got it from.
My God, on today.
So the 2 words to all of the people listening, following, watching, that I have to say to every last one of you is, you're welcome.
Wow. Wow. The guy who thinks he invented the Monty Rhodes play-alongs. Also now, he's just
Say it right.
He's just changing the name. Also now is claiming to have invented the hi-hat choke that has been happening.
No, listen.
This is the problem.
I never invented the Monty Rhodes play-alongs. I invented Sticks play-alongs.
Oh my God! So you invented Sticks play-alongs that had all of the Monty Rhodes play-alongs tracks in it. That's what you're saying.
Those are all Sticks tracks. All 6,000
okay.
of them.
Right.
Okay.
Got you. I see.
Now,
I see. What's going on.
150 of the 6,000's on the app now, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay. So then where are the other 5,850 tracks?
Listen, you know that my hard drive crashed. I sent
Oh
them to you.
my God.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
The problem is you can keep the lie going off the top of your head for as long as possible. I don't see how anybody trusts you.
Buddy, listen. You know that the hard drive crashed because it had the Chris Brown live arrangement on there that we did the video. It's crashed. However,
you notice how every lie has a piece of truth. He said he crashed a hard drive. I crashed the hard drive. But he didn't say that there was any music from Sticks play-alongs or Damani Rose play-alongs, really, which is what it really is, on those. Bro, just stop it. It's okay. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do it.
I emailed him all of the tracks right before it crashed.
Okay.
I said, yo, I have an inkling. Like, I don't have a backup. Let me just email you everything just in case. So I did. And then it crashed. Luckily, I emailed it in time. But now he don't want to post the stuff. But it's cool.
First of all, you cannot email.
I tell you what.
5,850 tracks in an email, bro.
Hey.
It's impossible.
Hey, I Dropboxed it to you. Now listen, good
Oh
people.
my God, Dropbox wasn't around back then.
This is what I'll do. I'll just make brand new tracks.
No. All right, listen, you know what? I'd actually be happy if you did.
Like the one that just dropped. On Instagram. Y'all can go watch the
Nah, you ain't even got no name. You was taking it. You couldn't even take it. Name. Brody, you're done. You're done. You're done. It's a wrap, Brody. It's a wrap. It's good, bro.
It's cool. I'll make the play-alongs. D will play the drums to him so that he has a job to do. We can't get him out.
Wow.
And we'll move on from there.
Okay.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Now,
Adrian, you said that.
Back to our guest. Don't make it about me.
Adrian,
he's a hi-hat.
you're still talking, and I'm trying to talk to Adrian. Adrian, check it out. What because you said that you're actually an aspiring music producer right now. What kind of music are you making?
Well, just like from of course gospel to like funk and neo soul, you know.
Are you actually writing full songs, or are you just making the music?
No, I'm not. I don't write lyrics.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that. I don't have that gift. I wish I did.
Okay.
You know, but I'm making tracks. You know, just making the music.
And you said you're getting ready to release an album too. You're working on an album at least.
Yep.
What kind of album is it?
It's like all those genres, you know, that I mentioned in like one album.
Okay.
You know, it's like you get some funky, you know, music, and you get some smooth, you know, something to relax you. You get a mix of those. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So
Is it gonna be instrumental, or are you planning on having singers and stuff like actually?
No, it's gonna be instrumental.
Okay, dope. Well, listen.
Are you playing all the instruments yourself, or you have other people coming in recording?
It's all me. It's all me. I wish I had some people that, you know, I know if I had some people that could, you know, that could play, it would be better than when I do it. You know, I guess I'm a solid keyboard player. I could get what I have in my heart out. You know what I mean?
Got you.
But like, you know,
you would prefer to have another keyboard player play it. You give them the reference and then say, do your thing. Well, yeah, I understand that all too well.
I mean, I one of the things that I'm planning on doing with the app, I don't know how soon it's going to be, but we are looking at trying to get contributors to the app to contribute music that drummers can play along to. And one of the ideas, we've done it once with a rock band that let us use the drumless version of their album. They released the album and they sent me the tracks without drums, and we shot some videos and things of that nature to promote them. And it's pretty cool. It's dope, and it really works for the rock section because I don't really make a lot of rock music. But if we can get people who do make some authentic rock music, it'd be dope. So I mean, for artists, you know, who are trying to put their music out, that's something that we're considering. We don't have the infrastructure set up for it right now, but it's something in the future that we're really looking to do to make it work. So I mean, I don't know, maybe after your album come out, we'll hit you up.
That's what I was thinking about, like making drumless versions of my tracks anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so like that would be cool.
Well, I mean,
we could do that.
We'll see what happens, because I mean, you know, we're definitely looking to expand the catalog, and right now I make all of the tracks, and so if I didn't have to do that, you know it's true, bro. You know it's true, but but if I mean, hey, you know what? Maybe we will get Sticks to make some tracks, and I will create an entire category in the app that literally says Sticks play-alongs, and so that Sticks can post his tracks in the Sticks play along section, and then he will actually be able to honestly and truthfully point to somewhere where he has actually released some tracks. So
I mean, just listen, go into the jazz section, type in the Mino album. You're welcome.
Hey, no, but honestly, he did write a song on that album, full-fledged. So
or two or three.
No, you contributed on which ones? You contributed on a couple of them. And you play drums on the album for sure, on all of them, that's for sure. But as far as writing,
intro, Enjoy the Now,
yes.
all of them.
That's two. That's two.
All of them.
I love it. But anyway, at the end of the day, man, I think it's always really dope when you're young. You have dreams, you have ambitions. If there's any advice I would give to anybody who's young with dreams and ambitions and goals, is to just be really, really clear on what you want. To try to figure out what that is. Sometimes when you're really young, you don't know exactly what it is, and you may think you know what it is, but as you go and you start moving in that direction, you may learn that it's not what you want, or you may learn that it leads you into a different yet just as equally rewarding direction that you want to go. You never know, but but if as long as you know what you want and you can move in that direction, it's always a beautiful thing. I would also say, don't be afraid of failing, because at the end of the day, to me, there's really no failing. It's just learning, and you can learn from your failures or from your mistakes, get better, and keep going. And, you know, of course, like everybody else says, stay humble in the whole situation. But
stay humble.
No, yeah, but I mean, but not the fake humble. Not the fake humble.
Yeah, not the fake humble.
Not the
yeah.
Doc, you feel me? You got it. Not that. But you know what I'm saying.
It has to actually come from your heart. People sense that fake humbleness. You know what I mean?
And they walk around where they really feeling. I was watching a live the other day. I'm not gonna mention no names, but some musicians, really good musicians, on a live. Somebody they was on the live the whole time pretending to be super humble. Like, man, I'm just so humble, man, bro. You on here killing, whoop whoop whoop. And then somebody in the comments was like, hey, man, get bro off there. His playing is boring. And he was like, hey, bro, you don't want it with me. You get on the live right now. I'm going to blaze you right now on the live, Brody. Sign up right now, Brody. Nah. He talking. Sign him up on the live, bro. And his bro was like, hey, nah, man, it's cool. Nah, bro. Sign him up. So I was like, oh, my God. Wow. Well.
First of all, if you say you're humble, that's people ain't going to believe you.
Period.
Like, you're going to say, like, oh, I'm so humble. You're not being humble about how much you're saying you're humble. You know what I mean?
It's a thin line, man. Right. It's a thin line. I know everybody wants to. It's a thin line. At the end of the day, It is what it is, man. Have you played any professional gigs or any gigs that you were like, or like highlights? Why don't you just tell us like what a highlight of your music career, your drumming career thus far has been?
Well, just, I've always only played locally, like in local churches and stuff. Being able to play at a church here in Florida, Tampa, Florida, called CV Life.
Okay.
That's a great experience. You're playing in front of at least 900 people.
Yeah.
Even on the Wednesday service. You know what I mean? So it's like a concert setting every Wednesday and every Sunday.
Right.
Yeah,
I played. I went out and did a workshop for drummers in Tampa, like last year. I'll say, was it last year? It was last year. Yeah, it was last year. No, it was the year before. No, it was last year. It was last summer. It was last June. Went to Tampa. What's the name of that church? It's a pretty big church, but I figure there's a lot of big churches probably in the area. And it wasn't right in Tampa. It was in Brandon.
Oh.
Which is like right outside of Tampa, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of it. I'm sure if I went to my email though, it'll pop up. But
it was a big church?
Yeah, it was big. It was big. And they had like
I drove through Tampa on a bus trip.
Wow.
That's about it. They called it a tour.
Oh, I figured you were on tour. You just didn't like the group you were playing for.
It was the group. It was the group that Damani was committed to for 2 years before I got there. He was there for 2 years.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, Adrian, I'm gonna send you some video of this cat on drums with this group. Kill it.
Long time ago, but at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. But check it out. We have. Let me see. Okay, no, Zoom is not doing it. I thought it sent me a low situation. It didn't send me no situation. Well, look, man. Before we get towards the end of the podcast, before we get to anything else, man, do you have any questions for us that we can answer that you feel you'd want us to answer?
Let's see. Well, any question?
Any question?
Like any question that's for it.
Well, hold on. Brody, This is a family channel. Okay.
Bro, you know it's a drum podcast. I'm sure he's not gonna ask us like anything severely ridiculous.
Brody, but you know, you as drummers, like, hey, when you've been on the road, what's the groupies like? Like, come on, Brody. You know what I mean? Don't ask about the other sites. Okay. Don't ask Damani who Cherokee is.
Wow. First of all, I've never met that person.
Family channel. On you, Adrian.
All right. So, my question is, because I've been having trouble with with my foot as far as playing singles go. You know, and it's such a simple thing, you know what I mean? Like anybody could hop. Seems like anybody could hop behind the kid and they're already boom, 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 right? I want to know if you guys have any practice tips, because right now the fastest I could go is like boom, 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 boom. I feel like my leg is like really, you know, I'm somewhat of a big guy, you know, and I feel like my leg is pretty heavy, you know what I mean?
Are you lifting your entire leg up off the ground to do it, or are you playing with your heel down, or are you playing with your heel up?
I'm mostly playing with my heel up.
Okay.
Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. Download the app. Okay. Go into the workout section. Check out the foot technique workouts. No. For those of you who want, we have that in the app. So with the foot technique, or not foot technique, controlling your speed, what I've learned is when you're doing a consistent pulse,
come on,
actually have no control of the speed. You can only just go da, 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 and that's it. So you have to break it up. Do you know how to read music at all?
I can read it a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, me too. A little bit. If you know how to read a little bit, you could take basic books that have, even if it's just a snare
cadence,
where it's just like 8th notes and 16th notes, like that, and you take that snare cadence, but you play it all on your foot while just keeping it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the hands. So your foot, instead of just going, it's like do 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 do. That, in my experience, has made it a lot, because I've always struggled with the foot. My foot has always been my weakest point, and so talking with other drum instructors, they put me on that. Like, yo, don't just do a consistent thing. Work on slow notes, going into the fast notes, coming out of the fast notes as well. Because sometimes when I was doing my faster footnotes, when I tried to come out of it, it was just a sloppy train wreck. It sounded jumbled and mushed. It's terrible. So doing things like that, there is another book, New Breed, that
we recommend for everything.
Bro, the New Breed is, you're gonna hate it. Like, I got to page 3 and quit. I was just like, forget this nonsense. I have to go back to number 1. It's so terrible. But you could do that even if you did it. I forget which drummer put it out there. I think it was Stanley Randolph. I think it was Stanley that did it on. I think he did it on Drummy or did on YouTube. But he did the whole just playing 1 note, then playing 2, then playing 3.
Oh yeah, up to 5 and then back down to 1. But
yeah, stuff like, because it's like, no. Yeah, and to have that break in between each grouping of notes, that's what builds your control while speeding up. Obviously, you just you keep increasing your metronome speed.
Correct.
Also, once you get to a cap, this is my last thing. I'll let D talk about how he got his foot fast. Once you get to your cap, you can't go from 105 to 120 like you did from going from 60 to 80 to 100. Once you get to that, upper echelon speed, like, yo, this is like 90% of my max, you're gonna have to stick with 105 for at least 2-3 days. You know what I mean? I recommend a week, but 3 days, and then you don't jump to 110. You jump to 106, literally 1 BPM, and you do that incrementally every 3 to 4 days. and that'll get you to your 120. Yeah, it'll take longer, but you're 19. You have all of your 20s to get to 200 BPM.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yep.
So that's my recommendation.
So
do you got anything?
Yeah. So the thing that I did, which I today I would probably do it a little differently, but the one thing that I always felt like a drummer should do, no matter what, or a musician period, no matter what you're trying to do to get better at, you should play music that requires you to do that. Like, because to me, doing exercises is a good thing. It really is, and it's very helpful, but it can get tedious and boring. So back then, I didn't do exercises. I just played songs that required me. For instance, I was trying to get control of my doubles because I could go boom, 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 boom. Because, once you learn how to do those when you're at like 14 or 13 years old and you learn how to do that, you're doing it everywhere. You just do for no way.
It gets fun.
Mix it with his hi-hat chokes. Sing it, do it with the hi-hat chokes.
I'm not doing it with the hi-hat chokes, Brody. Check it out. Check it out. So you start. But and I thought that I had all the speed that I was ever going to need, that I was as fast as everybody who was fast, right? However, what I learned through listening to another song, I came in contact with a song. It was actually the Kimbrough Live in Concert album. The song, what is the name of the song? Anything You Want, or it might just be called Anything. But it was a funky groove. Boom, cat, doom, catch, doom, catch, doom, doom, catch, doom, catch, doom, catch, doom, catch, doom, catch, doom, catch. And I was like, I should be able to do that because I can go, but I couldn't play the groove. I couldn't go like I would try to do it and it would be like and I was like, what is going on? And I would like literally be looking at my foot just utterly confused, because what that taught me was you don't have any control. It's not that funny, bro. Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine a dude like stop looking at your foot like that,
bro? I mean, this was happening, and thank God this didn't happen at church. Like, I'm literally in downstairs in the basement, right? And so I'm trying to play this thing, and I couldn't. And so all I did to get my foot to be able to play that was I played that song every day for like months, a year. Like, I really was like, until it got fun because I was murdering it now, and I was adding in more kicks than was necessary. And I'm just saying, because like that's how I did it. Nowadays, I would probably, because I would structure my practice time more efficiently, I would do workouts and exercises that would get me to that place and play music that was requiring that from me. And that's why, like, when we hear, whenever I hear a drummer say, I'm stuck, or I'm stuck in a rut, or I'm having problems with this type of thing, and I want to be able to play this, and I'm like, well, what music are you listening to? What music are you playing? Because if you want to get better at a certain style, even if it's a certain style of chopping that happens in certain style of songs, then you need to play, like, dive deep into that, into those styles, into those, and that includes a lot of listening. That includes a lot, but when you practice, I would practice with the exercises, the structured exercises like Sticks just brought up, because it is a very efficient way to practice and to get some work in. But I would also force myself to do music that required the thing that I'm practicing of me. You see what I'm saying? Because the one,
I was going to say, I would add a side note to that. If you can't find the music because you create tracks, maybe you can create a play along for yourself.
Right. Because you play.
You to play what you're trying to get out.
But for those of you who are listening who do not, there's 150 tracks that I'm pretty sure whatever you're working on, you can use one of those drumless tracks to fit it in, especially the loops.
Tell them how much it costs, Sticks. Tell them how much it costs.
Listen, the stream for free.
The stream tracks, how much was it?
Y equals mx plus b.
Okay.
So if you multiply the y slope at 0 by the x inner slope of 0, and then you divide that by 0, but you also have to take it to the 0th power.
The 0th. Power.
the zeroth power.
I felt something.
It'll be a total of $0 to stream for free.
But you always forget to carry the zero, divide the. You got to carry the zero, subtract it, and then divide the zero by the answer. And once you do that, and you take the remainder, you still get zero. But that's just the streaming.
Hey, and for those of you who can't afford that, the stimulus check has been dropped directly into your account. So you're good there. The COVID stimulus is there, or it's on its way.
Right. So we'll, listen. You know what? We'll lend you $0, and you can pay us that $0 back with 0% interest.
We're sending cash apps to everyone right now
for $0.
Yeah, and so because it's for $0, you're not going to get the notification. It's not going to pop up, but it's there. So we're good there.
Wow. Listen.
Play to the tracks because there's no drums on there, so there's music based on the BPM you're working on that you can put in drum cadences that are more difficult for you to play, and you can just keep working on it over and over and over, keep repeating that track over and over and over. Now, obviously, you don't want to play something that's way too far out difficult. You're looking for something that you're like, I'm about 60 to 70% good on this,
right? But
it's nowhere near 100. So this is the perfect track for me to work on this. Like you want to play that cadence? If you do, we got a record that you can.
Yes, and the idea is simple. It's to take what you are practicing with exercises and apply it to a musical situation. Because if what you're practicing is not able to be applied to music, and when I say able to be applied to music, man, anything really is pretty much is able to be applied to music. Now, what music you apply it to is a whole nother story, a whole nother issue. So please understand what I'm saying in context. You can apply any of this stuff to music. And if you don't have any music or any gigs that you're playing, you can get with some people and create music that you can apply this stuff to. So like at the end of the day, practice whatever you want to get better at. And for you right now, it's foot speed with songs that are requiring that of you. Now, you could start off with a record that is not a drumless track. It's just a record. That's fine. But let's say that record is a little too fast for you and you want to slow it down, but you still want to play it to some music. Well, that's where the Drum Tracks app comes in. That's where you can download the Drum Tracks app, pick up a track for free on the app and stream it for free and practice it to a slower tempo or find a track that works. And then you can always go back to it because at the end of the day, you want to be able to apply this stuff in real life. You want to be able to take what you're learning and put it into the stuff that you're actually playing. And so that's the reason why I would go about it that way. But I really like Styx's approach. I've actually taken on that approach with my practicing because it is efficient and it works. You do your exercises, you do this, and it's not even really, it is exercises because it's like repetition, but repetition, of course, like they always say, is the mother of skill, right? And so you do the repetition, but I never lose that, how am I applying this? Where does this go in music? And then that's where it gets fun because after you apply it to a place where you think it's obvious, you can get experimental and start figuring out other places to apply it or flipping it in a different way. And instead of starting it on the downbeat of 1, you start it on the E of 1 instead and see how it comes out. And now we're getting into creativity. Now we're getting into finding your own voice. Now you're actually turning into something special. So that's the advice I give on that. I hope it was helpful. Was it helpful?
It was. It was. And I appreciate both of your advice.
Yep.
Well, then awesome. If you've been following us on our podcast, you should know what's coming next. My final question. No particular order. I know who you're going to say first, but top 5 dead or alive drummers that you deem in that Mount Rushmore for yourself.
All right. So, of course, I have more than 5, but ones that come to my mind right now.
Yep.
Calvin Rogers, Ronald Bruner, Chris Coleman, Varro. Is that how you pronounce it? Varro. And Aaron Spears.
It's not a bad 5. Those are some talented guys, man. Really good drummers. Of course, Calvin Rogers being the legend that he is ridiculous. Yeah. And Chris Coleman is ridiculous. Ronald Bruner is just, he's insane in a good way. Aaron Spears, apparently he's been the inspiration for our largest video that we've ever put out.
Can I add one more? One more?
Well, I mean, it's number 6. Styx doesn't like that, but who cares about what Styx likes? Go ahead.
Enrique.
Oh my God!
Say no, million, baby. Let's go.
Oh my goodness!
Eric Moore is one of my favorites, but the reason why I want to say that was just to see things go off.
You know what it is.
Yo,
Cut this part up and put it on the gram.
wow! Listen, we appreciate you, Adrian, for hopping on the podcast and rocking with us, man. This won't be the last time.
Thanks for having me.
As you continue to do your thing, man, let us know. Let us know when you release your project, your album, or whatever you're working on. And man, let's stay in touch. And we'll see you on the other podcast. We know you're gonna hop in there with us as we are doing more podcasts with more guests. And so
you could call him Adrian. I'm gonna call him Dorama the drummer.
Well, I'm gonna just call him. I'm gonna call him whatever I call him. It's gonna be Hey Adrian, or it's gonna be I'm gonna always AKA it with Huertas though. I'm not gonna call you Adrian Huertas. I'm gonna call you Adrian AKA, not Huertas, but Huertas.
Huertas all day.
Bro, is it me or is that not like coming back where drummers are really doing that a lot again? Like it seemed like for a minute they kind of went away, but now is it just me or we're hearing like is it me or are you hearing that too?
The reason why I hear
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like wow, this is coming back.
The reason why is because if you throw it in your second gear slow notes, it just makes you sound like you are faster. Like, oh, he could go,
but
even if you can't go to third gear.
Right.
Like, I can't play fourth gear. That's Chris Coleman, Ronald Bruner, Eric Moore, Thomas, all of them. I can't play fourth gear, but I can play some third gear, right?
Yeah.
Comfortably. But for people who can't tap into third gear, throw some Huertas in your second gear situation, and it's like, oh, he could. And you just never let people know that you can't go to third gear. Just and you're back to that second gear.
Don't do it 3 times. Bam.
Hey, all day. Hey, listen, Dorama the drummer. Go ahead and throw some more Huertas in your next video.
Man, every time. Whatever you matter of fact, that should just be your intro. Bam. That should be your intro.
Stop.
Hey, you know, that's not bad. I'll use that for sure.
Well, look, we got to get out of here before Zoom tries to kick us off again, because they are on that stuff today. But anyway, we'll catch you on the next one, fam. And to all the podcast listeners out there, man, peace. All right, y'all. That's the end of the stream.